I think we're going live a couple minutes early, and I apologize for that, but I'm just so excited to share with you this wonderful card. It's called a vertical bendy card. So I'm going to flip the camera around so I can share that with you and get started because I got lots of directions on this one, okay? All right. Let me set you into the stand here, and I think I can see you. All right. So this is the card that I'm going to share today, and it's a fun one. It has a couple parts to it though, like a couple main steps. First of all, I'm going to walk you through the directions of stamping and cutting the paper and doing the measurements on all these pieces. And then I'm going to walk you through some steps with the blends, some basic blends 101. So it's going to be a very fun card, but the video might last a little bit longer than the last one I did last week. So I hope that you're patient with me. It's a fun one though. You'll want to watch this. And this is the card that inspired that one. This is a horizontal bendy card that I got from Jan Victoria. And this is how it goes together. So you have this one slide into here, and this one slides into here. So we're going to be doing little slits. Isn't that just gorgeous? So, hey Michelle, I'm glad that you are joining in. All right, so let's go ahead and start with what do we need, okay? First of all, let's see. We need the stamp set, right? We need the Fabulous Flamingo stamp set, and it's a really cute stamp set. I'm using most products from the annual catalog, believe it or not. I know everyone's like sharing all these fun things from the new occasions and celebration stuff, but this card I made back in October, and I've been dying to share it ever since. So the Fabulous Flamingo set, and then we're also going to use with that some ink colors, some Memento, the Tuxedo Black Memento, Bermuda Bay, and Old Olive is the third color. We're going to be using blends. If we're since we're talking about color, we're going to use the blends too. We're going to use the Calypso Coral, we're going to use the Old Olive, and the Bermuda Bay. If you don't have all of these, you can certainly color your flamingo in a different way, but that's the way that I'm going to color mine today, is with the blends, and those are fun alcohol-based markers. You're going to love them. The cardstock colors. Hey Sandy, glad that you're joining. The cardstock colors are Whisper White, and we're using the thick. We're also going to use Lemon Lime Twist and some Bermuda Bay, and I'll tell you the measurements of those soon because I'm going to actually cut them in front of you this time. You'll need some embellishments, and you can use either like rhinestones or the pearls, or you can use the Perfect White accents, or you could even use these new things. These are from the Occasions catalog. They're called Glitter and Clear Epoxy Shapes, and you have a sheet of clear ones, and then you have a sheet that has little flecks of glitter in them, so that's why they're called Glitter and Clear. Very pretty embellishments. You'll need a pencil and a ruler. You'll also need some strong adhesive, and we're going to be using either the Fast Fuse or the Tear and Tape. My preference is the Tear and Tape on this one, but it really doesn't matter. And then you'll need a paper snips, and you'll need your trimmer. So we're going to start with the trimmer, and we're going to cut that to a quarter size of a regular sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So if we slip it in here, I've already cut this down to 5.5 inches. So I cut my 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half already, and I'm going to trim it again so that we cut it down to 4.25 by 5.5. So that piece is ready to go. We're going to do some other cutting on that later, but first we're going to stamp on it. And then our Lemon Lime Twist, we also want to have 4.25 inches wide, and we're going to trim that to 4.25 by 2.25 inches. And then our last one is the Bermuda Bay, which we also need 4.25 inches wide, and we're going to cut that to 1.25 inches tall. So these are the three pieces that we'll need, but we're not going to put our trimmer away because we're going to need to bring that back soon, okay? So I'm just going to set that off to the side for a minute, and we're going to grab our stamps, and we're going to stamp next. So let's go ahead and start with our black, the Memento Tuxedo Black. And we want to have, if you can see here, we want to have our flamingo up pretty darn high on that piece. Okay, so we want to make sure that's about 1/4 inches from the top and 1/4 inches from the side. And so let's go ahead and do the top of the body first on our Whisper White piece. It's so nice. I have 9 people live with me, and it's the middle of the afternoon, you guys. This is crazy. I'm so glad that a lot of you are able to join in. Okay, I'm going to stamp that carefully, and we've got the top of our flamingo. He comes with legs, which is awesome because you don't want to have a legless flamingo unless he's squatting down into some weeds or something, right? So now we need the legs, and we're going to stamp those also in the black color, and make sure that we're connecting to the body and we're going straight down. And then we're going to need a message on this same piece. We're going to keep working with this piece here. We're going to put the tickled pink for you message off to the side and a little bit down, just so that it's still going to show. It needs to be above the feet of the flamingo, okay? Let's set that aside for a minute, and let's bring in our lemon lime twist color next. And we're going to want this one to be stamped with the old olive. And we're going to stamp this so that it is full ink and then not so full ink. So as I go across here, you can see what I mean. So I'm stamping it once, and then without re-inking, I'm stamping again to get just a different shade of that green, and it makes it look like we have different colors in there. Also distance, it shows some perspective, right? So we've got some green going across there. And then we also want to put some green onto the white piece. So let's bring that stamp back in, and off to the side here, we're going to stamp just once, twice with the green. And hey, Samantha. Oh, it's already Thursday there? Oh my goodness. Crazy how the world works, isn't it? Well, good morning to you. I'm glad that this time works for you. 7 a.m. in Australia is 2 a.m. here in Minnesota the day before. Awesome. All right, now we're going to use our Bermuda Bay color, and we're going to ink that up with this, or this image up with that ink. This is the one that looks like water. And we're just going to stamp that going, I think I want to check here. Yep, going right across the middle, smack dab in the middle of our Bermuda Bay piece, like that, okay? All right, one more stamp, and we need to use our black ink on that one, and we're going to stamp that on our green piece. And that one's going to go in the middle as well with the, where did it go? Oh, here it is, the congratulations. So this is a perfect card to make for somebody who did something awesome, because it is one that they'd want to put on display. And who doesn't want to, you know, show off that they did something awesome, right? So let's go ahead and take all these ink pads, and we can now set them aside. So I'm just going to tidy up my mess. We're going to bring the trimmer back in now, and we're going to do some special cutting. Before I do that, I want to share with you the simple measurements of each piece that I just shared, or that I just cut, okay? So we have the Whisper White, the Lemon Lime Twist, and the Bermuda Bay. And I don't have the other measurements that I'm going to give you now for the specific cuts and folds and slits. I don't have those on there, but I'm going to post this onto my blog, and I'm hoping for Friday, maybe Saturday at the latest, and then you'll be able to come back and revisit, and hopefully I'll have those measurements at that time. But I was running out of time, so I didn't put those on there. Okay, hopefully you got a screenshot of that. If you didn't, you can play back the video and check it out, okay? Let's bring our trimmer back in, and we're now going to do some cutting and scoring on these 3 pieces. For this one, we only need to do some scoring though. So on this side of the trimmer, we have a mark, the 1/2 inch mark is right there, and we're going to put our paper flush to the top, use the scoring blade, and we're going to score on this side, and we're going to score on this side. Okay, both sides get a 1/2 inch score line like that, okay? We can set that off to the side, grab our green, our lemon lime twist, and do the same thing for this piece. We want to put a score line here and a score line here, and they're both a 1/2 inch from the edges, the sides, okay? Now on this one, we're going to put a little slit in there. So this is where it gets a little more complicated. We're going to bring the left edge of our cardstock. Thank you, by the way, Fontella. We're going to bring the left edge up to the 2.5 inch mark right here on this side, and we're going to cut a slit right at this spot. So we want the left edge on the 2.5 inch mark, and now we're going to bring our cutting blade in, and we want to go 1/4 of an inch up and well, not all the way up, but we want to go from the 2-inch mark, because again, this is 2¼ inches tall. So we want to go from the 2-inch mark all the way, and I want to make sure I'm telling you this right, all the way to the 1¼ inch mark. And that will give us a 3/4 inch tall slit right here, okay? Between the 2-inch and the 1¼ we're going to get a nice little slit in there. All right, now the next piece is this one, and we want to do a slit in this one too, but this time we're going to bring the cardstock not to the 2½ inch mark, but we're going to bring that left edge to the 2 3/4 inch. So we're just shoving it over a tad bit, and we're going to start again 1/4 inch from the bottom. Hopefully you guys can all see this. Sometimes I'm looking at my project and I'm not looking at what you guys see in the screen, but I think you can see it, hopefully. Just yell at me if I don't share something right, okay? All right, so we're gonna start 1/4 inch from the bottom, and that's gonna be at the 5¼ inch mark, because here's 5½, but if we start a little higher, then that is 5¼ Okay, so we're starting here. See how I lifted the trimmer arm up, and then you place it down, you push the blade, and now we're going to cut the slit all the way up to the 3½ inch mark. Okay, so this is a lot taller slit. This slit is going to be, let's see, 1 3/4 inches tall. Okay, so from here to here, that's how tall. Okay, all right, so now I've got the slits in my 2 pieces, and I've got the scores on these 2 pieces. Okay, here's where we need to start coloring. So again, I know you guys, this is such a multi-step card, but it's awesome. You're gonna love it. So we're gonna color next, because we don't want to put these pieces on yet until we've actually colored our flamingo. So we're gonna take a break from the assembly part, and we're gonna bring in our blends. And I'm gonna mainly use the Calypso Coral blends. Oh, I also need to tell you that you're going to need the color lifter too, because that'll help lighten it up, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab that too. But these are going to be used for the embellishments. So we can set those aside for now. Let me go back here and grab my, here it is, my little, what's this called, a color lifter. So it lightens up the color, or it can, I mean, it can do actually like 3 different things, but for this time we're going to actually lighten up the color. Hey, good, you got your kit already? Sandy, I'm so jealous. I think mine are coming today. And thank you, by the way, for that little vote of confidence on my on my alternatives. Okay, so we're going to color in the head of the flamingo. And we're using the light Calypso Coral. And then we're going to color the body of the flamingo. Now on this card, I actually shared this card with my team, my Stampers with Art team, back in October, like I told you. And in that video, because I got Stampers with Art people all over the United States, so I did a video, of course. And in that video, it was a pre-recorded one, so I was able to fast forward on this part where I was coloring, because it does take a while to do the coloring, but hopefully I can entertain you with, I don't know, maybe I'll tell a joke or sing a song or something. I don't know. Now we're coming in with the dark Calypso Coral. We're going to get the underside of the body, oops, and then we're going to get the neck area here. And we're not doing any blending yet. We're just putting the 2 colors on, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do some blending. How many of you have used the blends already? Kind of give me a like or a thumbs up if you have already used the blend markers to some degree, because they are awesome if you don't own them. We'll come in with the feet here. I probably should have used the bullet tip of the marker for some of these parts, because I'm going outside the lines here. Oh, I'm seeing some likes. That must mean that you guys have these. They are awesome markers. Okay, now we're gonna do some correcting, because I went outside the lines on a couple of these. So I'm gonna push this color back into the bird a couple places here. Here we go. Yay! Oh, I love the emoji there, Cindy. That's cute. I love it. Someone raising their hand, an image of someone raising their hand. That's so adorable. Let's do the light one next. So now we're going to do a little bit of blending. So we're going to come in and we're going to do like a little circular motion, and that helps to bring the dark color into the light. of the head of the flamingo. And again, we'll do the same thing here, a little circular motion, and we're going to come up into the body a little bit more. Now, the more you go over an area with a marker, the darker it will show. So we're going to go ahead and add some more light into the body of the bird now. So we'll just go in like this, and we'll add some more light on top of the light. See what I'm doing here? I'm adding light on top of the light, and it is actually darkening up those areas a bit. And then we're going to take the color lifter. This is what I meant to do with the color lifter, but we're going to pull out some of the color too. So we're going to lighten up some of these leaves so that they're not so bright. We're just kind of, you know, try to give it more of a, did I say leaves? Feathers, hello. I'm trying to give it more of a feather look by not having solid color, you know? All right. You haven't mastered the color lifter, Cindy. You know, it is a tool that is a little bit different because it's not the alcohol-based ink, and so sometimes you get a grainy look with it. But sometimes if you do the color lifter and then you go back over an area with the light marker or something, it'll help to still lighten up that area if that's what you're trying to do, but it'll smooth out the graininess that this causes. I do like it for correcting. I do like it for highlighting, like if you're going to put a highlight on a balloon or something. But I think the hardest part is lightening up an area because of that grainy look that you get. So again, this and then coming back in a little bit with another color on top will help soften it, I think. Okay, so there's our finished bird for now. Hopefully he's good enough for you guys because I went really fast on that. Now we're going to take these pieces and we're going to flip them over and grab our pencil and ruler. And we're going to do some markings on here, okay? So this is the, let's see here, this is the direction that this goes. So we want to do a little cut on this side because that is going to get pushed into our slit over here. So we want to do the markings on this side, and we're going to mark it with our ruler 1/4 inch from the top, right here on the score line, and 1/4 inch from the bottom, right there on the score line. We're just making two little pencil marks, 1/4 inch from the top and 1/4 inch from the bottom. We're going to do the same thing with this piece. Okay, so this one's going to come across this way, and it's actually going to insert into the slit that's on the green piece. So this is the side that we want to mark now, and we're going to go ahead and put our ruler there. And again, 1/4 inch from the top and the bottom of this, these two parts here. Okay, so 1/4 inch away, 1/4 inch away, and we just marked it right on the score line of each. Now we're going to take our snips, and we're going to cut to those little dots right there, those little dots that we made. But we're not going to cut straight in. We're going to cut in slightly at an angle, and we'll do that with both. And then we're going to cut into the score line like this. Okay, and I'm glad that made sense. Thanks, Cindy. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with this side. So we're going to cut, and we're going to cut, and then we're going to cut up that score line like that. All right, these pieces are almost ready to attach, but we have to put some adhesive on them now. So we're going to grab our tear and tape adhesive, and you can actually tear this adhesive, but be careful because sometimes when I do this, I actually tear up some of my cardstock with it. So we're going to put that right on here, and then we're going to put our fingernail down and tear. And see, I always get a little bit of cardstock on there. I don't know if you guys do, but it bugs me. So sometimes I just tear, I cut it with the scissors. So in fact, I'm going to do that. Because you can do anything you want, right? So we're going to go ahead and, let's see here, we'll just eyeball it. We're going to cut it with the scissors because that bugs me. I'm one of those neat freak people, and I have a hard time with messiness. So there, it's done, and it's clean. I have to grab one more tool. I forgot my bone folder. So make sure you have a bone folder too, because you're going to need this for these two pieces. You're going to need to press down your tear and tape so it makes it easier to come off. But we're also going to come in and we're going to give a little bit of a curve to each of these pieces. Be careful on this green one because there is the slit at the bottom right there. You don't want to tear your slit. So we're just giving a nice careful curve like that with the bone folder. Now we can come over with the green, peel off the backing, and we're going to line up the bottom edge of this lemon lime twist green piece with the bottom edge of our card. We're going to line those two up, and we're going to wrap this around and press it in place. We'll do the same thing to this side. You always tear, Sharon. I just need to get better at tearing because I don't know, I always lift up the cardstock. Okay, so we're peeling that off, and we're going to come over here, bottom edge to bottom edge, just like the green. That's important, or your card will not stand up straight. It has to be flush. Bottom edges need to be flush, okay? We wrap it around. You use your paper piercer to pick up and release the tape. Oh, okay, that's a good tip. Thank you, dear. Okay, now these are going to go right into the slits. It's going to be awesome. Now you may have seen horizontal bendy fold cards out there, but I didn't see a vertical one, so I made up these measurements, and I'm not sure if you can get them anywhere else, but again, I will share this card on my blog on Friday or Saturday of this week. It's not quite done. I have one more step to share with you, and that is coloring our embellishments. So yeah, if you missed a lot of those measurements, just come back and visit at stampyourartout.com. Okay, now let's grab those embellishments. You could use pearls, rhinestones. You could use I love these, by the way. These are the white perfect accents. When you color on them, they're almost like a translucent look. They're really pretty. I have to show you. Okay, so isn't this awesome? So you just color on there like that, and you do it while it's still on the sheet. If you do it when it's on the paper, you're going to get color on the edges and on the paper, and it's going to be messy. But you just color right on these, and it's like Sharpie marker. You just have to lift them up and transfer them to your card. And it's really pretty. Okay, here, I'm going to show you the finished one with the white perfect accents on it. You can see how that's different from this one here that I need to put back in place. Hang on a minute. We're going to assemble that again. So see how that's a little bit different? But what I did for you guys, for your card, is I already colored these little guys. These are the clear and glitter epoxy shapes, and these are the ones that have the glitter in them. So I kind of wanted to see what they would look like. So let's stick those on our card. And I use the dark from each color combo. So for the Bermuda Bay, I use the dark one. For the Old Olive, I use the dark one. And for the Calypso Coral, I use the dark one. So if you're wondering which marker, that's what I think you should do. Oh, this is really pretty, you guys. Oh, I can't wait to kind of angle it up at you so that you can see really well all the glitter in it. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Okay, and then we'll stick this one up here. We're just doing the same pattern that we did on the other two cards. So here's this one, and now this one. And you can see, hopefully, a little bit of that glitter. It's so pretty and so delicate. So those are the finished cards. You can get these products. So if you're not a demonstrator and you're looking for someone to purchase Stampin' Up! Products from, you can get these cards in my, oh good, thank you for the loves. Lots of hearts. Oh, you guys are awesome. You can get these products in my online store. You can either go to stampyourartout.com, which is right up here, and you can go to the shop button, or if you're on my Facebook page, which you are right now, I believe there's a shop now button up there too. Let me turn this around so I can talk directly to you. I have